You know that feeling when you think about financial freedom and it just seems so huge, so impossible that you don't even know where to begin? Well, this is the antidote to that feeling. We're going to break down Robert Kiyosaki's Cashflow Quadrant and pull out a really simple, actionable blueprint to help you take that first all-important step.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the biggest trap we all fall into. Then we'll see why just doing something is better than doing nothing. We'll learn a wild strategy about how to underachieve your way to success, ask the one financial question that truly matters, and then wrap it all up with a real-life story of how this works.
So, where do we even start? Well, before we can get to the good stuff, the wealth building part, we have to dismantle the #1 mental block that just completely sabotages most people right from the get-go.
You get that burst of energy, right? That, okay, today is the day feeling. And what's our first instinct? We try to fix everything all at once. Kiyosaki calls this the Great Leap. It's this massive, heroic effort to change everything overnight.
And look, this isn't just about money, it's a human thing. Think about it. We go on an extreme crash diet that, let's be honest, ends with a pizza on the couch. Or we hit the gym for 2 hours straight, feel sore for a week, and then never go back. It's the same with money. Trying to do too much too soon almost always leads to crashing and burning.
Okay, so if that Great Leap approach is basically a recipe for disaster, then how in the world are you supposed to tackle a goal as massive as financial freedom?
Kiyosaki reframes this whole challenge with a simple, classic question. And the answer? Well, it's the foundation for this entire blueprint.
The solution isn't one giant, heroic leap. It's a series of small, manageable baby steps. It's about replacing that overwhelming all-or-nothing ambition with consistent, sustainable action, just one bite at a time.
This right here is the core takeaway. Starting is everything. Even a tiny, messy, imperfect first step is infinitely more valuable than getting stuck in what they call analysis paralysis, where you're waiting for the perfect plan that, let's face it, is never going to arrive.
I mean, think about it. How do we learn to walk? By falling down over and over again. But then we go to school and it's drilled into us that making mistakes is the worst thing you can do. Well, in the real world of finance, those little mistakes you make along the way, that's your tuition. That's how you learn. Each tiny step compounds your knowledge and your experience, making you smarter and smarter over time.
Now, this leads us to a strategy that is going to sound completely backward. But trust me, it's one of the most powerful ways to guarantee you'll actually stick with your plan for the long haul.
So how can you guarantee you'll follow through? What if the secret wasn't about having more willpower, more discipline, or more hustle? What if the secret was actually about doing less?
I know, it sounds crazy, right? But this goal-setting expert, Raymond Aron, he argues the absolute key to achieving huge dreams is to aim to be an underachiever every single day.
Here's how this crazy idea actually works. You still have that big, inspiring dream. That's your North Star. But your daily goal, it's so small, it feels almost too easy. Instead of forcing yourself to go to the gym for an hour, you just commit to 20 minutes. That way, you feel underwhelmed, not overwhelmed. You actually look forward to it, you do it consistently, and those tiny wins start to compound into massive results without ever burning you out.
Okay, so we've got the mindset down. Start small, be consistent, underachieve every day. But what are we supposed to be applying these baby steps to? Well, it all comes down to one single crucial metric.
When Kiyosaki looks at someone's financial situation, he doesn't start by asking about their salary. He asks one fundamental question to see if they're still playing by the old, broken rules of the industrial age.
A financial tomorrow, all that really means is you aren't completely dependent on your next paycheck. It means you own assets, things like stocks, real estate, a business that generate income for you, whether you show up to work or not. And this table here breaks it all down perfectly. The poor have income that just goes straight to expenses, survival. The middle class, their income goes to pay for liabilities, the mortgage, the car loan, trapping them in the rat race. But look at the rich. Their income comes from their assets. That is the whole game. They focus every single baby step on building that asset column.
So let's make this real. Let's see what this mindset shift actually looks like in practice. This is the story of a banker who was earning a fantastic living but was completely and utterly trapped in the rat race.
Yeah, this banker was pulling in a 6-figure salary. He had the big house, 3 cars, the whole package. But if you looked at his cash flow, he was trapped. He had no financial tomorrow in sight. So when he was first introduced to Kiyosaki's Cashflow board game, which basically simulates all these financial principles, he absolutely hated it. He complained it was too hard, too boring. He was just frustrated because the game was basically a mirror, reflecting his own self-defeating money habits right back at him.
But he kept playing, and during his third time through the game, something just clicked. He stopped blaming the game, and he took a huge baby step. He took ownership. He finally realized that he was the source of his own financial problems.
After that light bulb moment, he went home, he took control of his spending, and he literally cut up his credit cards. So this 0 you see? That's the number of credit cards he owned from that day forward. He was done building his liabilities column. He was now committed to building his asset column.
You see, financial freedom isn't some mythical destination you get to with one giant leap. It's the result of following this blueprint. Dream big, but start ridiculously small. Embrace mistakes as powerful lessons. Underachieve your way to consistency, and focus every single tiny step on the one goal that really matters: building your asset column.
So, as we wrap this up, the real question isn't about some 1,000-mile journey. It's about the very first step. What's one tiny, almost laughably easy thing you can do today to start buying assets and building your own financial tomorrow?